Hi, my name is Caron McGee. I'm from Cedar Hill, Texas. I'm 17 years old. I attend Trinity Leadership High School in Cedar Hill, Texas. And this is my Abilene Paradox DQ video. So my table of contents, my introduction is basically talking about what is Abilene Paradox, like the definition of Abilene Paradox, and explaining it more simple so you guys can understand. A real life example, storytelling, basically something that happened to me in my life, which resembled Abilene Paradox, basically. Analysis and prevention, be the consultant, so basically how I could have been able to avoid the situation in that moment, what I learned from the situation, and what I can do to move forward in order to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Then I have the conclusion page, which basically just sums up everything that I talked about in my first 3 slides. It was summed that all up together. And then my sources page is basically all my sources where I got my information from to help me do this Google Slides. So my introduction, what is Abilene Paradox? My opening statement, have you ever found yourself agreeing to something you didn't really want just because everyone else seemed to be on board? You might have experienced the Abilene Paradox. Basically, the Abilene Paradox occurs when the group collectively decides on a course of action that none of the individuals want, or that some of the individuals may want, but one may not want it. Therefore, that happens due to a failure in communication. It originated from a story by management expert Jerry B. Harvey, where a family took an unwanted trip to Abilene because no one spoke up against it. So this is my real life example of Abilene Paradox. So we're going to go to scenario introduction. Let me share a story from my own experience of Abilene Paradox. Story details. It was me and 4 friends, and we didn't know what to eat. So the choices were either Raisin Cane's or Chicken Express. The decision was made, and our friend group decided to go to Raisin Cane's. And my individual desires were that everybody except me wanted Cane's. But I didn't want to be like the odd man out in the group, or make the group chat, or make the group have to pick a whole different place because I'm the only one who didn't like it. But I didn't communicate that with them, that I didn't like it. So they assumed that I did like it. So therefore, I wound up having to just go eat Raisin Cane's. And then the lack of communication was that I hate Raisin Cane's, but I didn't say anything. So they all, like I said, they all assumed that I wanted it. So I wound up having to sadly eat some of it. And my consequences was I couldn't get full. And I wind up staying hungry because I didn't eat the canes because I just don't like it. So if I would have spoke up, then I probably could have helped me. Analysis and prevention. Encourage open dialogue. So therefore, create a safe environment where I can talk to my friends about me not liking canes, or me telling them whenever they go to canes, I just don't like it, so I would have to choose something else. Or we could use an anonymous survey. Therefore, we could make a survey where we all pick our favorite places to eat, but nobody knows who picks what, so we can avoid, maybe some hatred, maybe some jealousy, or maybe some unwanted dislike between the friends. And then we could also just pick a place we all like to eat, so we all can have a good time together and just enjoy it, basically. Now the conclusion. A summary. Basically, Abilene Paradox teaches us the importance of honest communication in group settings. And that's really true, because if I would have did that, I could have avoided, me going to Cane's, and I could have helped my group. Be able to communicate more. And then closing thought, by implementing these strategies, we can make decisions that truly reflect the desire of the group. And that's true as well, because like I said earlier, if I would have just communicated, then we could have helped. But if I implement the strategies like creating an anonymous survey, we all can, choose what we all like, and therefore we get our own desires, and then we all can just go to each of the places because we all may like those places. So call to action: next time we're in a group decision making scenario, I just need to remember the lessons from Abilene Paradox, so therefore what happened back then and what happened in that situation just doesn't happen again, and make sure that I speak up. So now my sources. Harvey J.B. 1988, The Abilene Paradox, and Other Meditations on Management, Lexington books. That was where I found out the first incident of Abilene Paradox, basically. The Abilene Paradox, or Mind Tools, The Abilene Paradox, Avoiding Groupthink. This right here was basically where I found out about the anonymous source. So basically being able to do that, but without the group chat or without the group knowing who did what, basically, to avoid like hatred and stuff. Psychologically today, understanding the Abilene Paradox, that right there is where I got my like definition of Abilene Paradox in my opening statement, and that right there better help me understand what Abilene Paradox was, basically.